Hello everybody, how are we? It's Brittany here, and I'm here today to talk to you about my 13-month update on HRT or feminizing hormones. Today, the 18th of November, is my 13-month anniversary. So, before I do start, I would just like to make a little disclaimer. As the title of this video suggests, and all of my other videos are all pretty much titled the same: Brittany's Journey, Male to Female, Transgender. So if that isn't clear enough, I'm not sure. So I thought I'd just do this little disclaimer. Why? Because there's been a couple of lovely people who've put some lovely comments on my videos that I have up online, not so complimentary. I don't normally respond to hate speech, but I just wanted to make the point that all of my content is around my transition experience. It clearly says it in the title, transgender, male to female. If you've somehow stumbled across my content, I would just ask the question of you, how did that happen? What else are you looking at for your YouTube algorithm to drop in transgender content into what you're watching? So those of you who offer me lovely suggestions like, get help, man, I might just hold a mirror up to you for a moment. You might be the one that needs some help. I'm actually pretty grounded. I've actually got a team of professionals, friends and family who are providing me the help that I need. And it's quite fantastic. I know who I am. I am the woman that stands before you now. And I just politely suggest to you that maybe you need to reach out to someone to have a conversation about who you are. If you're coming on here stumbling across transgender content, right, and then being offended by it, I just wonder where the problem lays. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Again, I don't buy into responding to hate speech, and that's exactly what it is. And you will note that your comments are quickly removed and reported to the YouTube moderators as hate speech, because that's exactly what you're doing. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about 13 months on HRT. Not much has happened since the last month. Actually, that's a lie. A lot has happened really. So now is about, I'd say, 7 or 8 weeks on progesterone. So I added that just recently, maybe not 8 weeks, maybe closer to 6 or 7 weeks. I can't remember. So let's talk a bit about progesterone, because there isn't a lot of study or data on the subject. And there's a lot of folklore and hearsay and anecdotal, is that how you say that word? Talk or conversation around it. So as always, I'll just talk from my experience. So my experience has been when I first started taking progesterone, and I'm on 200 milligrams per day orally, so 2 little tablets. I noticed a big swing in my moods and my emotions, and I liken it back to the early days when I started HRT, and I was just finding my balance. My levels were gradually increasing them over every 6-week period, and it was quite a rocky road. There was some ups and downs, some massive peaks and troughs, and so that's what I experienced on the progesterone in the first few weeks. There's a cleaner outside in the hallway vacuuming. Sorry if you can hear that. So pleasingly though, that has really leveled out, and what it has now produced is a level of calmness, as calm as you can be in this circumstance. There are still many ups and downs, but I do feel a level of calmness that I haven't been at before. Now, whether that's just a combination of everything, whether that's more time on hormones and just really settling in and becoming comfortable, I'm not sure, or is it directly linked to the addition of the progesterone into my regime? Let's just say it's a little bit of both, but I feel it's made a difference. Sleep-wise, so you would probably know that progesterone, one of the side effects is that it is a sedative. It was a good side effect for me because, and this is why you take it before bed, or I'm taking it before bed, because it did help me sleep. I was having a lot of issues with insomnia. I was having a lot of issues waking up and not being able to go back to sleep. So what I've found is I still wake up, but I do manage to get back to sleep quite quickly. Now that has kind of receded a little bit in the last couple of weeks, but I've got some other mental stress things going on in my life, work and other things. Not really worth discussing here, but I identify that that's the reason why, because I'm waking up and I've got all these thoughts running through my head about these particular subjects, and it's preventing me from going back to sleep. So that's been a good thing, I'm suggesting. So physically, I hand on heart believe, ironically, that it has helped with my breast development, that it has kick-started them back into, it feels like another period of growth, and obviously they look like they've changed. They've definitely filled out a lot more on the sides, and I notice it mostly when I'm riding my bike or if I'm going for a walk, like a workout walk, not just walking down the street, because there's a lot more weight there and there's a lot more bounce when I'm moving. So that is definitely happening, and I do attribute that to adding progesterone, because it felt as though before I started taking that everything had kind of stopped. The sensation, the tingliness, the pain, all those things had really decreased, almost to nothing. But now it's like it's back, and encouragingly it's back, and it's that double-edged sword. You've got that sensitivity and pain if you bump them. Or you give one of the kids a hug and they come in too quickly, it's like, oh, ouch. But it also means a sign that there's something happening there. So that's a good thing. And also, I was a little bit behind in the game with nipple growth, something that did bother me a little bit, but that seems to be also developing along with the actual tissue growth. So that's happening. Fat redistribution, now again, is this just because I've been on hormones for now 13 months? Is it the progesterone that has been added to it, or is it a combination of both? Let's again go with the combination of both. But man, like, I'm seriously getting a butt. I'm seriously getting thighs. I know my hips won't change too much, but there is stuff going on all around here. And with my eating habits post my weight loss surgery, it's almost coming up to 2 years. Next March will be 2 years. I have found that I think the hormones in general have reignited my appetite. I think the timeline from when my surgery was, add in the hormones and the transition to now, there are days that my appetite is insatiable and I just can't stop eating. Because I only have a small actual stomach sac because of the surgery that I had, I still can't eat large quantities of food, and I'm conscious I don't want to eat large quantities of food because you can stretch the stomach and then you find yourself back where you were in the first place, which I don't want to do. So there are days when I just can't stop eating, and I'm putting it down to the hormones. So that's a good thing. Trying to make healthy food choices. I do enjoy a glass of wine and a gin and tonic, I will not lie, but I think that's part of, it's one of my choices. And I want to talk about choices a bit later on too, if I can remember to. So yeah, the fat redistribution is really happening, and I'm gaining weight. I have probably put back on, I'm scared to weigh myself, so I'm not going to. But I feel I've put on about 10 kilos. I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but when I was last weighed at the doctor's, it was, I think, 6 kilos, and that was about 6 or 7 weeks ago. And I think I've probably put on a few more kilos since then. So these things are heavy. they weigh stuff. And with this, So I'm still wearing the same clothes. So I'm still a size 12 skirt. Actually, this blouse is a size 12 as well, so I'm feeling pretty cool today. I know those things shouldn't matter, but it's just nice that my clothes, they actually fit me a lot better, to be honest with you. My skirts were like really gaping at the front because I had no ass, but now they kind of sit as they should. So that's a really nice development. So I'm still taking supplements and things for skin and hair. And I always say this, but I am absolutely in love with my hair. It's just such a nice feeling to have this hair, and I love it. I love the process of straightening it and caring for it, and it's just a really nice thing, and part of the whole experience, I think. So I think I've covered off the progesterone. And look, mentally, psychologically, there's still up and down days. There's still the whole cycle, the monthly cycle that kicks in. I had a doozy a little while ago, but I came through. Again, just as a reminder, the reason I'm doing this is, remember, 1, me, to get it out of my head. 2, to document my journey. But 3, to help you if you're on your journey, if you're thinking about it, if you're an older transitioner like me. I'm trying to be as thorough with my updates and with the information as I can, because I really want this to be helpful for people. Transgender Awareness Week, all week. I haven't got one on now, but all week at work I've been wearing my pride flag, love heart, my trans love heart. You probably would have seen them in other videos. I wear those. Just to start that conversation or keep that conversation going. I've got a meeting today. I'm working from home, obviously, and I'll be having my background will be the trans flag as well. So, and I want to take the opportunity today to thank my colleagues for being so supportive of me, because I'm just Brittany now. When I'm at work, I'm just Brittany. There's just nothing to talk about anymore. Sometimes it's a little bit disappointing because I want to talk about it all the time, as you know. So what else at 13 months? Look, I think we're still navigating this from a relationship point of view. There's still a lot of changes to come, and a lot of changes have happened. So we're still navigating this. It's good, but it's probably more in my mind. Ouch. I'll have to address this. I know I've talked about my teeth in the last few videos. I did have my wisdom teeth taken out. I did have some other dental work. Unfortunately, one of my fillings that I got fell out, or partially fell out, and it's left a very jagged piece of tooth on the inside of on the inside, and my tongue keeps catching on it, and it's quite painful. So I have an appointment this afternoon to have that fixed right after I have electrolysis. Aren't I a sucker? What a way to celebrate 13 months, hey? Go and get your face zapped, and then go and get a filling fixed as well. So I do get a bit quite dysphoric about my hair. It has improved out of sight. Like, I've probably had about 10 electrolysis sessions now, and it's really good. So this is me not shaved. Sure, I've got makeup on, but this is my face now without shaving, so it's not too bad. All right, I want to talk a little bit about choice. This is a long video. It might be one of my longest, maybe. So I've just fielded a lot of conversation recently from people around choice, and that I've chosen to do this. So just to reiterate, and for you, if you're a trans person, you know this. Being trans is not a choice. It's just who you are. Whether you're male to female, female to male, or anywhere in between, who you are is just who you are. Nobody would choose to do this to themselves for many reasons. The social reasons, the financial reasons. My God, it's expensive to be a trans woman. I don't know what it's like the other way, or any other way. I only know my way, which is a trans woman. Friends, relationships, all change. Who would choose? I think I've said this in the past, to tip their life upside down and kick it around for a while and mix it all up and then try to put it back together and resemble some kind of, I use the word normal very loosely, but some kind of normal existence, because nobody, if you've experienced this, you know that this is not a choice, and nobody in their right mind, I shouldn't say that because then people are going to say, well, you're obviously not in your right mind then, are you? I think I am. Well, finally in my life, I'm in my right mind. My doctor asked me again yesterday about voice training. I'm getting paranoid because she asks me every time, like, are you trying to subtly hint that I really should do some voice training? I know I don't have the most feminine voice, but I also feel as though I don't have the most masculine voice either. And I am trying. And a lot of people have actually said to me, your voice has changed. I actually bumped into an old colleague from a previous employer yesterday, and I approached him and said, oh, hi, George. And he said, oh, hello, like a nice polite, as you would to anybody who says hello to you. And I said, oh, you don't remember me. Actually, no, I should say you don't recognise me, do you? He said, I'm sorry, I really don't. I said, well, my last name, we used to work together. I started with that. He said, oh, okay. My last name is, and he went, oh, and he said my dead name, which is okay. He hasn't seen me for probably 5 years or something, more, probably 6 or 7 years. And I went, yeah, that's me. And he's like, oh my God, you've changed. I went, yeah, it took a while, but I'm here. So those little nice things do keep happening. Like in the main, I'm just Brittany and I'm just me. This is my life. But I will admit it is nice to still have those little interactions with people which do make me feel very valid, and it's kind of fun. So wow, we've actually covered a lot in this video, haven't we? I covered off the choice thing. This is not a choice. I may choose how I wish to look. I choose the style of clothes that I wear. I choose to do my nails and makeup. I choose to have long hair. But all those choices are to align with how I identify with who I am. So yeah. You can choose to wear pants every day. You can choose to do no makeup, and you can choose to look however you want. But what you can't choose is who you are. I think that's pretty important. So what else did I want to talk about? Again, I've talked about so much. So we've covered progesterone, we've covered choices, we've covered the lovely people who love to leave nice comments. I shouldn't have even brought that up again. It's Friday here in Australia. Like I said, the 18th of November. Yes, we are a day ahead of everybody else. So yeah, I'll do my work today, go and get my electrolysis, get my tooth fixed, and then it might be time for a glass of wine, and then enjoy the weekend. Hopefully a bike ride, some exercise, possibly a walk with my wife, and recharge, recoup for next week. All right, everybody, as always, leave me a comment, ask questions. I'm here to support, I'm here to help. But thank you for everybody who has watched and enjoyed my content. I think I've had, is it over 90,000 views now? It's just absolutely amazing. So hopefully this video will generate a few more. Share it with friends, use it as a thought starter, a conversation starter. Keep the conversation going around transgender awareness and diversity, inclusion and acceptance for all. All right, have a lovely day. Bye.